Okay, yay, we're recording. So I'm so excited. We have Brittany on here tonight, and she is going to give us so many of her tips. And I was talking with her a little bit before, and she has some awesome tips. So I'm so excited to hear about them. So will you just start off by sharing a little bit about your story? I know you've told me before, but it's so good, and I just want everybody to hear that first.
Yeah, so hey guys, I am Brittany. My name is Brittany, and I am a triple diamond currently with the business. So I started back in 2015, and I'm actually a mom of two. But at the time, I was, working full time. I'm a college dropout, and I actually was working full time at a hotel. So I have always been in and out of food and beverage. You can name it from like serving tables to Domino's Pizza to, TCBY, just all these random things. I was always like a chronic professional job jumper. And I was always struggling, just getting by. And, when we had our daughter, that was probably the worst because that was when reality set in, like, oh crap, we got to pay for a lot of stuff. And I actually found out I was pregnant, I think a week after we had moved out of my mom's house. So it all happened at once. And that was when it just started getting so real. And we were on food stamps, we were on Medicaid, we had like literally $0 to our names at times. We were struggling just to put gas in the tank to get to work. And let me remind you, our jobs were horrible. We hated what we did, but we did them because we thought, oh, well, everyone hates their job, so that's something you got to do. And I never knew what I wanted to do with my life. I knew I was social, I was outgoing, I had so much to offer, but I didn't know what that was. And that's probably why I failed a lot of stuff in school. I always was like a C- student, sometimes D, and it truly, wasn't because I was dumb. It's just because I wasn't interested and I could never find that thing. So when Katie reached out to me and asked me about the wraps, I was like, heck yes. Like, I just had a kid and my belly looks like something from, my 600-pound life. It was just sagging. It was horrible. And at that point, I was like willing to do anything to get these wraps. I had never heard of It Works, you guys, but I knew of like what network marketing was, kind of. Like, I'd see the stuff on Instagram, but I blocked every single person that messaged me. I was probably the person that said some rude comment back. I just blocked everybody. I wanted nothing to do with it, but I really just didn't even know.
Wait. Hang on. Sorry. I had to mute everybody. Okay, go ahead. You're good.
Okay. So when someone actually reached out to me that I had a relationship with, that's when I started listening. So that's key right there. Make your relationships first with people before you approach them. And she told me how much the wraps were and I couldn't afford it, you guys. Like, I had $20. I was like, oh, they should be like $10, whatever. And I just remember being so upset because I've always dealt with my weight my whole life. And that was something that I felt like would just give me my confidence and, make me feel sexy again, which I miss. If you're a mom, how many moms do we have on here? You get what I'm talking about. So she was like, well, if you can't afford the wraps, then you should go ahead and do this and make money with me because you're going to get an extra free box of wraps. And it was BOGO wraps at the time. And so I was like, let me think about it. And it took me 2 days, you guys. I researched every review I could think of, every review that you could find on the internet. Like, I read it. And I saw all the bad ones and I saw all the good ones, but it really just came down to all the people that were saying negative things were just lazy people. And I was like, okay, if someone else can change their life and make $500 a month, then I can too. And that's just how I've always been. I'm always like, okay, if I don't know how to do it, I'm willing to learn. How do I do it? So I got started. 2 days later, I pushed back my phone bill to get started. And we really just needed an extra $200 a month because at the time, we couldn't afford diapers. We were extreme couponers. It was to the point where I was even using coupons to buy stuff and returning them to get cash. Like, it was that bad. So I was happy with $200 extra a month. We paid for diapers and we had like that date night maybe once every other month. Like, we just had a little extra. We were still paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, but it was better. And I was actually in the company for 6 months before I decided, okay, I want to go full force with this. And I picked my daughter up from daycare one day and they told me that she was talking and I wasn't there to experience it. I wasn't there to see it. And that is when I drove home that day and I just simply made the decision that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. And I will never forget that day. And I was crying the whole way home, telling Michael, I hate my job. I hate everything. Like, I just want to be home with our child. And that's her in the picture right there behind me, if you can see her. And then I like tell people it was just that decision to make it happen that I knew what my destination was. I knew where it was. I knew what I had to do. So I just put the car in drive and I started doing the work to get there. And I don't know if you want to mute them, Morgan. I think they unmuted themselves again. So I went ahead and I started working super hard, you guys, and I quit my job once I went diamond, and I earned a $20,000 bonus. And I quit my job and I came home to my baby, and that's the decision right there that changed my life, because I've been a full-time stay-at-home mom now for almost 3 years. And we have done so much. We've cut our food stamp card in half. We have taken so many different vacations. We've been able to bring Michael home now. He actually came home from his job. But we were able to leave our 1-bedroom apartment that we couldn't afford to now renting a home. And then this year we bought our first home. It's a 6-bedroom home. We just bought a brand new car. We've been able to pay off all our debt. We have been able to spend money without having to, blink an eye. And we feel truly like this business has given our life back that we didn't know that we had lost. And that's so just amazing, knowing that like a business like this can give you your freedom back. And you just have to be willing to work for it and put in the work to get there. But I'm just so blessed, you guys, because without Katie asking me that one question, well, why don't you use the products while making money? I would probably still be working. And my fiance now would probably still be working too. And without this business, we wouldn't have been able to have our second daughter. And our life has just completely turned all the way around. And we were just announced top 100 income earners this year, you guys. To give you any kind of perspective what that means we're making $100K plus a year. And that's just so crazy to think, when I was somebody who was happy with making $9 an hour at one point. So this business has truly changed our lives, and that's basically my story in a nutshell. I could go more in depth of what this company has done for us, but honestly, you guys, it has given us our lives back, and that is just truly such a blessing. Thank you.
I love that so much, because like I joined around the same time as you, and I have a really similar story too. Just like didn't finish college, was working those dead-end jobs, was a waitress, assistant manager, and like did all these things and just made like $10 an hour. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember getting promoted and they're like, you're gonna make $10.25, and I was like,
yes. I know. I was doing the math and I'm like, heck yeah, that's an extra $50 a month. What's up? I was like, yes, I'm so excited. And now I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's like half a fast start.
I know, it's so crazy. And I love some of the stuff that you said, talking about like building a relationship. Like you blocked everybody that talked about the business, but you just messaged the person back who you had a relationship with, and just creating a relationship that's more than just, like, oh, I followed you, now I'm going to message you. It's interacting with them. It's creating that relationship, being genuine in your comments about their posts, seeing how they're doing, asking them questions, replying to their stories, things like that. And then I like how you said too that it took you 6 months before you decided to run with this business. And that's cool, because there's probably a lot of people on here who, are looking at people on their team and they're like, okay, well, this person, isn't working, so done with them. But I would just encourage you to like continue to reach out to them every now and then. Don't spend every single day trying to reach out to this person that's not replying back to you. But every so often, make sure that you're tagging them and stuff. Make sure that you're every so often just messaging them and reaching out to them, letting them know that you're still there. Whatever we have coming out at conference, reach out to those people who joined the business and didn't do anything. Let them know whatever they're announcing at conference is happening. Ask if they are ready to jump back in and give this all that they've got. So if you're somebody who has somebody on your team that's not working, don't give up on them yet. And then to the person who joined this business, and maybe this is your first Zoom, maybe you were like still not really sure if you even want to do this business, it's not too late. It's not too late to get started. You don't have to join this business and just shoot off like a rocket to be successful. You can be in the top 100 income earners waiting 6 months to join, to get started, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would definitely recommend jumping in right away. But if you're somebody who already has waited, just jump in, just get excited, just get started. And you don't have to know everything. Just learn it along the way. Reach out to your enroller and just do it. And she said that it just took a decision. She just decided one night that she was going to do it, and she put the work in. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of effort. People in the top income earners will tell you it's a lot of work, but the work is fun, and the time is going to pass anyway. So why not do it doing something that's going to change your life, introduce you to so many new friends, and help you make so much extra money, more than $10 an hour, like we were all thrilled about, a couple years ago.
Yeah, let me add too, it actually took me 9 months to go Ruby. And the same month that I went Ruby, I went Emerald. And the next month I went Diamond. So, and I even had a girl on my team. She sat there for 2 years and didn't do anything, nothing. But it was something that happened in her life that made her so emotional, just the thought of it happening, that she got to work. And it's just so crazy. And some of my best rock stars that actually got me to where I am are the same ones I followed up with forever, and the same people that took forever. So now what I really focus with on my team is getting to executive. Because if you think about getting to executive, that's 2 400 boxes. That's 800 volume times 5. That's just like, what an emerald needs to be an emerald, So when you think about it that way, that's what I focus on with my team, is executive, because you are going to then see, oh, I can go Ruby. And it wasn't until I feel like I got to executive and I had that sense of, oh my gosh, I promoted. I had now this belief in me that I could go Ruby. And then once I went Ruby, it was all over. I was like, I'm Diamond. I was like, I'm Diamond now. So I love that. Start small. And I think the number one regret that I have when I started was not setting deadlines for myself and being disciplined. So I'm telling you right now, if you're here and you're new, it doesn't matter what, level you're at. I don't even care if it's day one, be disciplined now, and you will shoot, so much further. Cause that's something I want to kick myself for, is not promoting faster. And you don't want that. You don't want to have that feeling. You really don't. So set a deadline for yourself and push for executive, and then go to the next one and set a deadline. Because if you're not, going somewhere by a certain amount of time, you're kind of just walking around in circles. You know what I mean? So make sure you know exactly where you need to go and where. And if you're a leader and maybe you're stuck at Diamond, you're like, oh my God, I'm struggling so bad, I'm stuck at Diamond. Have everybody go executive. And like Morgan said, reach out to everybody. We don't know what's coming at conference, but I'm telling everybody it's going to be the biggest thing It Works has ever done. Because I truly believe in my heart that it's going to. This year is so unreal and so different. I have such a different feeling this year that I totally agree with her. I feel like I'm red, but I'm a nice red. I'm a yellow red. So I call myself orange, I don't know if anyone else does that. But I reach out. I'm not like some of my other, friends in the business. They're like, if you don't even write back to me once, you're off. I don't talk to you again. I'm gonna follow up with you. And like she said, into a point, but I would get with everybody again. And I saw this awesome tip in the Lifers page. They said, pull out the chart for what you need for your next promotion and see who's in your downline that isn't on that chart, that it could possibly be something, and reach out to everybody and let them know what's coming. Exactly what she said. Because there's several people that I had to do that with a few times, and now they're promoting. So never give up on anybody. I was that person. 9 months,
Love that. Well, and Cammie too. Cammie, we hear her all the time talk about how she didn't sign her first distributor until she was 6 months in. She wasn't even working. It wasn't just that she was doing all this stuff and just nobody signed. She didn't even do anything for 6 months. And actually her dad set up the appointment for her to meet with the first girl that she signed up as a distributor. So it was crazy. But I actually wanted to ask you a question about kind of what you hit on just a second ago with it took you 9 months to go Ruby, but then you went straight to Diamond. And so I was just going to ask you, what changed? What did you do differently? What was your mindset? Obviously, you talked a little bit, just you decided 6 months in, but what took you from okay, 9 months to go Ruby and then bam, Diamond? That's awesome.
Well, I needed it. You know, before I didn't need it. I didn't even have it on my mind, but like I just needed it all of a sudden. And I feel like if you truly need something, then you're willing to work for it. And we could sit here all day and say, "Oh, I need diamond," because you need money, but there has to be a reasoning behind why you need money and have that be so big and so powerful that just thinking about it makes you cry. And that was me. Like, how could, like, some of you on here are probably, you know, looking up to me like, "Oh, I want to stay home with my kids." Does it make you cry? Like, you know what I mean? If it's making you cry, then you have to just change it. Like, I needed it so bad that I was willing to do whatever. I was willing to fight with Michael because he thought it was stupid and a scam. Like, he used to tease me around the house and say, "Hey, pyramid scheme lady," you know, and joke. I did whatever I could to prove, you know, hey, I'm going to do this no matter what. And because I needed it so bad, I was willing to do whatever. And sometimes, like I said, we say we need it and we put in the work, but we don't truly put in the work that we know we can do because we almost don't know if it's possible. I'm telling you guys, it is possible to reach that goal because there's no difference between, you know, you and me or anybody else. Like, I know if someone can go to the gym and lose 50 pounds, I can go to the gym and lose 50 pounds. If someone else can, you know, learn to play baseball and become a pro, I can too. It's just a skill, and you have to be willing to just do anything and everything possible until you reach that goal. I tell people, if you can go ruby, you can go diamond. It's literally the same thing. You're just putting in more work. If you can go diamond, you can go triple. But now you're teaching someone else how to get to diamond how you did. It's literally duplication, you guys. So, you know, don't underestimate yourself. Look at what you've done. If you've signed a customer, you're successful. If you signed a distributor, you are successful. You just have to do more of that. And what are you willing to do to make that happen? So I tell my team, make a dream board. I see yours behind you. Mine's right here. I see it every single day. And if that's not enough to drive you to work your tail off, then you better start thinking about how all of that's not going to happen. I remember somebody said, make a nightmare board. And if that doesn't motivate you, you're screwed. But you really got to go after your goals, you guys, and know that you are the only one that's in charge of your life. Nobody else is going to just give it to you. You get what you deserve. Do you deserve that? Are you putting in the work for that? You know, life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. So just remember that. Okay, so that's really just it. I just needed it that bad. And I asked my leaders the same thing because personally, as a leader, I want to know, okay, what did I do to you that got you to double in 6 months that I didn't do to this person? And they're still an executive 6 months later. It's truly just because of the person and how bad do they want it. So, you know, and if you are doing everything you can and you're not getting where you want to be, that's where you should probably, you know, then reevaluate. Are you really doing things to make money? Are you doing money making activities? Are you watching videos? Are you practicing on getting better? And that's how I went from, you know, ruby to diamond so quickly, is because I did everything that these YouTube videos told me to do, that our team page told me to do, and I did it until I got it. And once I got it, then I just ran with it.
I love that. That's so good. I don't even have anything else to add because that was exactly what everybody needed to hear. And I love that you reiterate the point that, like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, it's not because of anything, like anybody that you are or anything that, you know, you're like, oh, well, I just got lucky. Like, no, it's like you put in the work, you had a strong why, and you needed this business. So
Yeah.
if you're somebody who's just like, yeah, like, this is cool. It's a good hobby. Like, you know, whatever, then you're not going to go super far in it. But if you get to the point where you have a strong why, then you will go really far in it once you make that decision and put in the effort. Okay, so you said that you are a really good distributor and roller. That's like a strength that you have, which I like that you like own that. You're like, my strength is signing distributors, because a lot of us, we're like, what do we need to work on? Like, what do I need to fix? What do I need to do better? But do you know what your strengths are? Because you should really hone in on those strengths. So I love that you like know what your strength is. You're like, I'm really good at this. I'm like, cool. So what are your tips on signing up distributors? What do you do?
So I feel like as top earners, we say the same thing, you know what I mean? But I tell my team that you really got to make like people feel jealous in a way. And you have to stay humble. You have to obviously, not come off cocky or anything like that. But I literally show every little detail about my life to where it makes people want what I have. And it gets to a point where it's like now they need what I have. And I think that's so important with products and signing up team members is you got to make people need what you have. Because someone can say all day, I want to try the greens, I want to try the coffee, but I want to make them need it because I am enjoying it so much. So for me in the beginning, what I did to start signing distributors is obviously like I watched every video. But what I really started doing was I started posting every single success. So I have my team practice this as well. As soon as I start my new distributors up, the minute they sign their customer, I have them post about their success. And a lot of people would think, oh, well, I'm not successful yet. How do I post about my success? You become successful because you're posting about every little thing and every little message that you get, every customer, whatever it is, that is a success and a win right there. So you got to own it. And that's what I've just simply done is anytime I get an awesome feedback from a customer, I post about it. Anytime I have a team member promote, I post about it. Anytime that I'm talking to 5 people about how they're interested in making money, I post about it. But I do it in ways that's almost like blogging about my life. So people are going to have that feeling that you're trying to get something. Once people have that feeling that you want something from them or that you need them, it's almost like they automatically just want to back away. It's kind of like when you're at the mall and the woman's coming up to you and you see her coming up to you to hand something to you. Well, you know, hey, she's going to try to sell me on something. So automatically I just walk away. You know, you don't want to hear them out. So I practice attraction marketing with my team. So I'm really, really big on reaching out. I'm big on, messaging. I don't cold message people I don't know. I message the people that are watching me. So I know that if I'm posting every single day and I'm showing every little success, I'm showing my excitement and my passion and my love for the business, and I'm showing my goals and what I'm going to achieve, what my team's going to achieve, and every little win, I know that if I have a huge following and they're seeing my stories, they know what I do. They know that I'm successful. They see me making money. So I have a lot of people that come to me because I'm not saying, hey, who wants to make extra money? I'm just simply showing everybody, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just got a customer today. So pumped. We're going to get a $100 bonus next week. And this is going to help us pay for Addie's swim school. So I'm actually always showing my face all the time on my posts, my profile, my lives, my stories. I always tell my team, if you are not talking into your Instagram stories, you are doing yourself a disservice. Like you are literally not signing people probably because people don't know who you are. I feel like if you're not taking advantage of that, you're missing out on so much business because you got to think about it this way. These people are following you, but they only see your photos. Once they see your face, how you talk, and your energy, that's when people are going to want to feed into you and follow you. I literally have people that have joined my team told me that they were waiting for me to post to see what I was going to do next. And that's what you want to create is this following that wants to just come hang out with you because you're just so awesome. So you need to show the whole entire, day that you're living and share how you are talking to people about the business, share how you are at your desk today, or share how you're at work, but you just signed a customer on break. And it doesn't have to be like anything after it that says, if you're interested, let me know. But I leave these little breadcrumbs all throughout the week. So that way, once a week, when I do say, hey, my VIP spots are filling up. If you want in and want to make extra money, let me know. And I'll put a poll. I'll get like 20 plus responses on these polls because they've seen these breadcrumbs all week. So I don't ask every day. When you come from a spot of I need, people are going to say, okay, well, I don't want to give. I don't want to give. I don't want to give. So make sure that you're just happy. You're just excited and more like looking forward to what's to come. Because every morning I do my journal and every morning I pray and I ask God to put the people that are meant to be in my business into my path And I know that if I ask and I work my butt off, they're going to be there. So I am simply every single day so excited that these people are now going to be joining my team. I'm so excited that I'm going to be getting messages. I'm so excited that I'm going to be promoting on this day, that my energy is high and people love that. It's not a forced post. It's not a forced live video. It's just me simply going throughout my day, so excited, loving these products, loving making money. I don't even care if it's an $80 check. Like, I love that. You have to love that $30 check. You have to love that $100 bonus. Maybe you missed out on 5 bonuses. You have that $100 bonus. So own that, post about it, and share about what it's doing for you. And that's really how I get my distributors. And then I'm just real all the time. I think being the youiest you, the most real you, not watered down, you know, just you, whoever that is. Like, so many times I see people trying to be like, you know, someone else, or trying to dress a certain way, or having to act the right way as an It Works distributor, that they're not being their most self, that they're literally a watered down version of themselves, that it's kind of taking away from the right people that are like you coming into your business. See, what you are is what you're going to attract. So I've been more me. So if my life is chaos, I show that. If my kids are acting like little turds, I show that. Like, anytime there's a crazy situation or I'm bored and I'm not doing anything, I will make a fun clip out of it and show my life. And that's really how I sign so many distributors, is I'm simply not forcing it down people's throats. I am always just sharing what's going on for me from a blogger perspective. And what ties into that is also, like, what are you marketing to people? So I know Unfold is like a huge new thing, the app. Unfold, that's been a huge help. I've been using that. And also I have like a theme on my Instagram. So I am huge on pictures. I think that you guys really have to remember that people aren't going to pick up like the black and white dull magazine. They're going to pick up the bright, sparkly, you know, cool colors and objects that looks like it's from like Home Goods or whatever magazine. You want to be that magazine. It's a magazine of your life. That's what this business is about. It's a magazine of your life. And It Works is just, you know, the few pages in between, I guess you could say, right? So you have to take good photos. And the way I got, you know, so great at taking photos is I just kind of looked at what other successful people were doing in the business, and I looked at their profile, and that's how I made it on mine. Is I literally just worked with lighting. I worked with my backgrounds. And that's why I signed so many people, is because my pictures are so good that I have people that follow me just because my pictures are good. I'm always telling a story about my life. I'm sharing my kids, my family, my hobbies, my interests. And those are the pictures that people are liking. And my pictures will get anywhere from 300 to 600 likes just because I'm building so many relationships with people. They're now wanting to follow me, what I'm doing. And because of that, they're liking the photo because it's cute. But in the status, I'm actually talking about the business. But it's not in a way that's all business. It's like a story about what we did, and then a snippet is about the business. And I love to kind of like hide it in there. And that's when I get tons of messages, is when it's not screaming It Works. It's when it's hidden in there. And that's when people want to know what I'm doing. And then, of course, what I do is I message everybody who likes those photos. I don't care if it's like they're just liking it because of the photo. I don't know. You know, they may be reading everything about you, and it may just take that one time of you like reaching out to them for them to be like, yes, I've been watching you. I want to know more info. So I send the message that says, hey girl, I'm sure you're just being sweet by liking my photos. But I wasn't sure if you were reading what I'm saying and might be interested in what I do as well. I love your profile. I think it's beautiful. Not sure if you could use extra money or not right now. So ending with that question, a lot of the times people say, oh, I'm just liking the photos because, you know, I'm being sweet. I'm like kind of killing the elephant in the room. You know, they may just be doing that. I'm giving them both options is basically what I'm trying to say. I give them the option of, okay, are you just liking my photo to be sweet, or are you just liking it because you're interested in what I do? So I'm giving them both options. So that way, if I just say, oh, are you liking it because you're interested in what I do? Sometimes they don't write back. because they don't want to say, oh no, I'm sorry, I was just liking it because of the picture. So I give them that option. And anytime they say that, I always turn it into a host to post. So any negative situation where they say, no, I'm not interested, or they say, not right now, or I just love following you, and I love, showing support for other mamas, whatever it is, I'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much. You know what could really help me is if you put this post on your wall, and I'll enter you in my $500 giveaway. So that's what I do, you guys. I really, like, if you want to go check out my Instagram, go ahead, but you'll see exactly what I mean. I feel like I'm a visual person, and that's why I got so successful with this, is because I literally just looked at what other people were saying. I literally copied the right cat, but I made it Brittany. So I'd look at a status, and I would recreate it on my end. I would never copy and paste, because I'm not trying to be that other person. I'm trying to be me. But I'm taking their strategies and their techniques, and I'm turning it into Brittany. And that's just what I did, and I continue to do, and I improved my photos, and I reached out to people. And I will never forget this at conference. Hold on, my throat's dry. But do you remember, I don't know who was on stage, but they said, stand up if you think this business is a blessing and has helped you in so many ways. Everyone stood up, of course. And then they said, okay, stay standing if somebody asked you to join this business. And like 9/10 of the room stayed standing. Like not even that little of people sat down. Like it was crazy. It gave you chills, and it opened your eyes to like, okay, you literally have to ask people. So reach out to people, you guys. If you are just posting and you are just doing these things that we're telling you to do, but you're not reaching out to people, then you literally are not going to sign that person, and they're going to sign with somebody else, possibly. You know what I mean? So many people on my team, I say it's 50-50. 50 come to me, 50 I have to go after. But it's all about talking to them as if they're your best friend. Talking to them like you see something in them. Talking to them like you are doing them a favor by reaching out to them. I'm not bothering you. I'm doing you a favor. And if anybody has anything to say, or they're not interested, or whatever it may be, oh, well, you were not talking to them. That's not the person that was meant to be on your team. So I always see it as, if I don't ask, the answer is always no. And I will always wonder. And I would always go to bed at night saying, damn, I wish I could have done more today, because I would let fear get in the way. So now I don't let fear get in the way. And I've gotten to a point in my business where I see this business as just, the most important thing that anyone could ever have. You know what I mean? So I ask everybody, I offer this to everybody, and I won't ever not offer it to anybody. And when you come from a place of like, I'm truly trying to help you, I see potential in you, I think you would rock this, and making them feel special, and then talking to them like you've known them your whole life. I feel like that's why I sign so many people, is because I'm almost like rooting them on in a way, not trying to get them. You know what I mean? But other than that, polls, I don't talk about my story all the time. But I'm just always talking about it works when I am going live about things. Like I'll go live about my kids, but I'm saying I'm so glad I can work from home today. So just those little bits here and there are the breadcrumbs, you guys. And then make that one post a week that's like, boom, I'm looking for somebody, whether it's on your Instagram, your Facebook, or wherever. And I'm just so consistent with it that when I get a list of people, okay, I know some are going to sign this week. I know some are going to sign next week, but the next week I'm also getting a bigger list. Like I'm never stopping getting potentials on my list. Like I'm not going to settle at 5. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep signing some until I reach my goal. So every single month, if you are not signing distributors, I feel like sometimes it's because we don't have a goal in front of us. So I tell my team, like, you always need to have your numbers in front of you, because even like my number this month was 20. So when I go ahead and I put 20 down and I'm looking at it every day, it gives me that like boost of energy that like, okay, I got to fill these numbers. I got to get my distributors signed. So that is huge too. And reasons why I sign some is because I literally see what I have to do. Like it's a daily to-do list. And when you look at your to-do list, it's like, okay, I got to get that done. So that's just what I do every single day. In month as I look at that, and that it just gets me so excited because I know 20 people are coming that I now know I have to work to find them and they'll come to me. So I feel like I'm like talking too much.
No, I don't even want to ask you any more questions. I just want you to just keep talking.
Sorry.
No, that was so good.
Okay. All right. What's the next question?
Okay, so with all these new people that you sign, how do you get them started and excited, and how do you go through everything and train them as a new distributor?
Oh my gosh. I've done everything, you guys. Like in the beginning, I used to print out stuff for them and I used to send it to them. And that was horrible. I used to get on the phone with people for an hour and a half, and I'd have a sheet and I'd go over the same thing like back to back to back. And my family would get pissed off at me because I'm just gone on the phone all the time. I was like, okay, I got to find a better way to do this. So I was like, okay, I'll make a video. So I'm sure you guys do that too, right? Do you have like a starter video? So that's what I do is I have a starter video. But the first thing that I have them do is I have them go and I have them post on their Facebook or whatever that they have big news coming. And that right there gets their family going crazy. They're automatically, getting messages. What is it? Are you pregnant? Are you getting married? No, 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 no. And they're just like, hold on. We'll tell you when the time's right. I tell them, don't say anything. Don't spill the beans. But now they're at a point where they're like, okay, I want to tell everybody. Everyone's asking me, what's the next step? And they have to watch my training videos first before I get them going. So I said, you watch these 4 videos, and then after that, we can make the post that you started a business. And that's when, at that point, they're getting flooded with messages. We don't put that they joined It Works because everybody wants to know what it is. And I tell them your first 5 to 10 conversations, I'm going to walk you through. So I help them with that. And then at that point, it's, redundant. They know what to do. They have the info that I've given them. And I always tell them what I give you is what I say. So if you feel like that's something you would say, then say it. If you feel like that's something you wouldn't say, then change it. Make it you. I literally will go ahead and tell them, okay, like when someone comes to me with questions, I'll be like, okay, type out what you think it should be and send it to me. And I will teach them the right way to post versus the wrong way by having them write the post. They send it to me. I re-edit it for them and send it back. So that way they can see the difference. It kind of trains your brain to make posts the right way versus a salesy, newbie, basically. So that's what I do. Right away, you're going to make your hundreds list. Usually they get their first 4 customers off of that first post that says, hey, I started my own business. Simple. It's just like, I need 4 people to try out the products for me, and I'm willing to take off, a chunk of money off of what you got to pay. That's basically it. So at that point, everyone's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then my conversation that I help walk them through, usually they get anywhere from 1, or I've had one girl, she sent 6 customers off of that before she even said anything about It Works. So that was really cool. And then from that point on, we make your hundreds list and we reach out to everybody on your hundreds list. But what I personally have in my team page was something that I made up is I have your first week's post made for you. And these are things that, our team uses specifically to kind of train you how to post. At the end of that, I send you my posting video. And then at that point, you know what the heck you're doing. And I keep it really simple, and that's it. My goal is to help you get your first 4 customers right away. And I tell my team members, do that before your kit comes. Don't wait for your kit. Get on it. And I tell them my story, and that's so important, you guys. You got to relate to your team. Let them know the worst thing you can do is wait and wait and wait. And I always let them know, like, you don't want to be like me and sign number 4 on the last day of your 30 days. You don't want to. But I also relate to them. And sometimes people take that long, and I let them know, okay, it took me a week to sign my first customer. And I think that's really important. Newbies get discouraged so quickly. Sometimes people who are discouraged in the beginning, that doesn't mean that they're going to do bad the whole time and quit. But you want to be their rock. You want to let them know that you're there for them. You want to let them know that you want them to blow you up. I can't stand when people are like, oh, I don't want to message you because I don't want to bother you. I'm like, please bother me, because I want that. I want to be able to help you. And I think getting the newbie started is simply just helping them get their customers, showing them that, hey, you can be successful with this. It's almost like they need that first customer to then see, oh, maybe I can sign 3 more. So your job is just get the customers with them, root them on, shout them out. Every little win that they do, every success, that's a win. And I tell them after they sign their 4, they're always like, okay, I want to start signing distributors, Brittany. And I'm like, okay, stop. You need to sign more customers, because as you sign more customers, that's what's going to get you distributors. Because every time my newbies sign a customer, we post about it and we talk about the money that they're going to be earning. So my post that I have is, you guys, I just signed my first customer. I'm so excited. This is just step 1 towards the goals that I have this month. And next month I'm going to be able to take this check and pay off blank. And that's their job to fill that in. And that's when they really start getting excited. They start casting their goals and what they want out of this business. So that way everybody on Facebook is seeing it. And then the minute that they start signing these customers, then people are seeing them accomplish their goals. And that's when they start getting messages now, tell me about what you do. So I saw a huge problem whenever my customers would earn their free product credit and then they would stop. And another thing is when someone earned their free product credit from the 4 customers, and then they would switch over into distributor signing mode, and then they would stop. And it's simply because distributors take longer to sign. So I always tell my newbies, the way you're going to sign distributors is signing customers consistently. I get them into the 400 club, and we treat that like a big promotion. The 400 club, they get shouted out. Nobody on your Facebook knows, hey, it's just the 400 volume. I think that's a huge accomplishment, and that you should blast that everywhere, but sometimes we think, oh, it's just 400. Use that as a way to help your team sign distributors, making them that promotion picture, shouting them out. Let them feel special, because that is something to feel special for. And then right away, now they have that belief, ooh, I want to go executive. Ooh, now I want to go Ruby. And you know what, you guys, I've learned, like I said earlier, you got to have a duplicatable system and start each person off on the same system. Same thing. I don't know if Morgan has a system. I don't know what you guys do, but I had to create my own system that worked best for me, because I was at that level where I could and I needed to. And I made these videos, and now my whole YouTube channel has these videos because, we can't be there all the time. We can't train them on every little thing all the time. So you got to get on these trainings. You got to learn how to do these things. So shout out to everyone who's on here at like 11 o'clock at night. But, you are doing those things to learn, and I send them the same thing in the same order. So that way I know I'm doing everything I can as a leader. So that way if somebody quits or someone falls off, because guess what? They will. It's not my fault. And it's never going to be your fault as long as you're doing everything you can as a leader. And if you feel like you're not, improve in that section. There's leadership books behind me that you can buy on Amazon. I'm sure there's videos in your page. There's all these different things that you guys can utilize, but become a better leader, and your team is going to stay longer. Your team is going to do better, and that's going to reflect on you doing well as well. So that's just kind of what I do, is I keep it really simple. And I tell them, hey, if you want to go extra, do it. Let me know. If you're ready to run, let's do it. I ask them, do you want to make a lot of money right away, or do you want to take it slow? And don't be afraid to ask that question. You'll figure out who your runners are. But the ones that message you the most, those are the ones that you need to answer first before the other person who takes a day to get to you. Because those are the people that want to work, you guys. So focus in on those people. And, you just know in your heart, like, okay, what's the next step for this person? And you'll gain that knowledge and that confidence as a leader the more that you sign people. But definitely find a system right away. I wish I had that in the beginning. And you guys are probably so lucky, because me and Katie, we did not have a system like that when we signed. We had to create that ourselves for our team. So
I love that. I'm writing notes. Like, I'm going to start implementing some of that too, because I do a lot of the same stuff, but I like that you always have them post that they got their first customer, which that kind of sounds like a no-brainer, but I guess I didn't really even think about that, because you do this for so long, you forget that people don't know to do that. So bring not dumb it down, but kind of to remind yourself, hey, you didn't know this at the beginning, you have to teach them that. And then helping them with posts and just saying, hey, I want you to go write a post. Do you just say a post about this?
Wait, you cut out for a second. Hold on. What'd you say?
Do you send them, like you said, that you have them write a post and then they send it to you, then you fix, edit the post to make it, better? Do you just say, okay, today I want you to go write a post about blank and then send it to me, and I will help you edit it, and, then you can post it? Okay. Yeah. So I personally, I can get a feel when somebody's not posting. Hold on. My dog's eating a box. Hold on. I feel that 100% muscle.
I have a golden doodle and he's going to dog training in the morning. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, because he eats cans and like all kinds of stuff. So I'm like,
well,
so ready
for retriever loved carpet for a really long time. And
oh no. Wait, carpet, like your floor?
Yeah, like under
oh
that.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally concrete under her kennel.
Oh no. Yeah, our rabbits used to tear up our house. They used to eat the walls and the carpets and like all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, so oh my God, I forgot the question.
It's okay. All that I was just wondering, like, do you do that every day? Like, where you for
Oh.
your first few days and just say, go write a post about this and I'll help you? Like, how?
Yeah.
I know you kind of feel it out, but like.
Yeah. So I just get to feel like, okay, like obviously you want to check in on your newbies. Like, what are they posting? What are they doing? It's like, you know, every day or so I'll go ahead and look at their page. My newbies, I hit follow and I hit see first. So that way I can see them right as I go on my Facebook. So I can see who's really posting and who's not. So I have a list on my iPad Pro and it's all my new DTs, when their fast starts are and all of that. And I keep a list of that so I can always go back and help them see who's where. Like I'm a visual, like I need that in front of me. So I'll check their page every now and then if I don't see them posting. You know, we'll be messaging. That doesn't mean they're posting, you know? So I'm like, I will intentionally go out of my way and say, hey girl, you know, I know that you haven't been posting like you're supposed to get those customers. I really want to help you earn your free product credit. So I just wanted to see, do you need help with posting? And so I have to sometimes go out of my way to be like, hey, do you need help with this? Because sometimes they need to be asked. And they're like, yeah, I do. And at that point, I'm like, okay, what is hard about posting? It's always the same thing. I don't know what to post about. And like, you guys, trust me when I say like people care about what you're doing. Like the other day I made like some brownie in a mug cup in the microwave, and like everybody wanted to see the mug. Everyone wanted to see the cookie muffin thing I made, and like little things like that. Like I had a woman and she was like, well, my daughter has disability, and you know, we just sit around the house all day. And I'm like, okay, I literally have to be like, okay, what did you do today? Tell me about your life. And they don't think it's interesting. Like she didn't think that her child with a disability would be something to share online, and she didn't know people would be interested in that. And I'm like, that's a whole community that you can connect with. You know what I mean? People care about little things. Like people care about, I don't know, this freaking cookbook I bought today. Like, you know what I mean? They want to see those things. So that is what, I totally forgot the point of this. Oh my God, this is what happens to me when you're a mom at 11. Out the window. Oh, the newbies. Oh, okay. So you go and I go to them and I'm like, tell me about your day. And I will literally voice text them, okay, I want you to write up a post about this. And it's like me voice texting, so it's easy, quick. And then they come back with a post and I'm like, there you go. Why couldn't you say that? Let me edit it for you and show you a better way to post it. So that's what I'll do. And I literally have to do that like 2 times. And I'm like, okay, now today, here's your challenge. You go and you take a picture with one of the products from your kit, and I want you to make a post about it. Send it to me first if you want, whatever. And then I'll help them with that. And then I have to send them my posting video. If you don't watch my posting video and you're not willing to get better at posting, at that point, I'm just like, okay, then, you know, you come to me when you want the help. I tried. I did everything I could. But that's really what I do is I try to kind of train their brain. Because I feel like that's why a lot of people quit. They're like, I know I need to post. I know I need to message. I know I need to do these things. And we're so focused on working our business. We're so focused on, oh, let's enroll. I want to be top enroller. I want to be this. I want to, you know, be shouted out for enrolling this many people. I have to hit my goal and all these things, but we're not focused on the people that are already there. So it's like we forget, like, hey, we sometimes have to train them up here and not just tell them what to do sometimes. So that's why I think one-on-one is really important. But as a mom or as a college student, you can't be there all the time to do that, right? So voice texting and training them this way, I feel like is so much more beneficial. And I also have my newbies in a group chat always. So like my December group chat is one chat, and then my other chat is one chat, and I have them kind of converse and stuff. And you'll see people like leave, of course. The people that stay, that's when I merge everybody together. I have so many group chats, but the cool thing is that they work together. They're sharing ideas. They're doing my job kind of like like off of each other. And that just works so awesome. And they have these friends, and that's when they start following each other. And it's like now one person gets it, and now the other two see that newbie's doing well. So it's like almost like they're inspired because they know they joined at the same time. So I've done so many different things in my business. What I've learned is being there for somebody, reaching out to them when you feel like they need the help and offering to help, and connecting them and building relationships all together. That is huge. People want relationships. They want help. And sometimes it just takes that little bit of you going the extra mile. Like set a night tonight. Set a night this week and be like, I'm going to go through all my newbies. I'm going to look at their page, and I'm going to go and reach out to them on like what they need help with, and just let them know that I want to help them. And like Morgan said earlier, tell them about conference. Let them know, hey, conference is coming, and I really want to help you with posting. I know you really want to stay home with your daughter. You told me this 2 months ago. I want to help you start posting better. Are you willing to work with me and, just for the next 2 days, kind of teach you how to make posts, because I feel like that's what you're struggling with. Are you in? Something like that. And that's kind of going to open up the door, and they're going to be like, yes, teach me. And then you can tell them all this advice without being afraid to hurt their feelings, or afraid of being too harsh, or whatever it may be, or afraid of bugging them. You know that now they want the help. They want to hear from you. So that's kind of what I do with my newbies, and I try to teach my team how to do that. But I think it's so important that I know this is so overdone, but chase the bank and not necessarily the rank. And sometimes you have that rank there, and you just got to dig a little deeper into those people, and you will hit the bank and the rank, so.
That's so good. Well, I love that. And I feel like we could probably just end on that. Do you have any last, one last little tip? And I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but do you have one last little tip that you would leave everybody with that's just a encouragement, and I can stall if you need more time to think about it. Just anything that you would tell your team, somebody that, I don't know, just really generic. Somebody that's struggling, somebody that's not, somebody that's about to promote, somebody that's brand new, been in here for a while, all over the board. We have so many people from all over.
That was on the spot. I would just say do it for you, you guys. Do it for you. We've all been through so much. We have, been through so many struggles. We all joined this business for some reason. It's time for you to do it for you. And that's just my advice. I do this business for me, and I deserve it. You deserve it. You're able to do it. Just don't be the person to hold yourself back from having everything that you want. So, discipline equals freedom. That's it. You got to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. And, that's just going to give you what you want, I guess. So that's all I can say. That's my best advice, you guys, is just do it. There we go. Just do it. That's it. You have the tools, you have the resources, and it's right there in front of you. The person next to you is taking advantage of it. You can be that person too.
I love that. Discipline equals freedom. That's what I'm going to title this recording of this soon. So good. Thank you so much for hopping on here. Thank you for all of your tips.
Thanks for having me. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, so exciting to be on.
I'm so excited. I'm going to implement so many of these tips because, guys, the biggest thing is, if you join a Zoom like this, it doesn't do you any good if you don't do what she just said. You're not taking advantage of the tips that she just gave you. There was no point in you getting on here. So go and take what she said and go implement that into your business one thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Do one thing every single day that she said, and you will be where she is at. So thank you so much for doing this. I can't wait to see you at conference.
I know.
Time. This was amazing. So yeah, thank you very much. And y'all have a great rest of your day, guys.